Okay, if you don't know, this is how the final four works in Sequester. There's no more hiding. There's no more room changing. Everything is out in the open. You must openly dispute who should be eliminated. All of the votes are exposed. The person eliminated will drag the final juror with them. Good luck.
Guys,
I love
congratulations.
all of you. Congratulations. This is awesome.
International burn, we did it.
Yes, we did it. We did it. We did it. And Shireen, too. Shireen was part of that. So was Lisa. We did it together.
Lisa, Harry,
I know we don't have much time, and I know I'm a big target. Here's what I'm going to do. My vote is going to be going to Jacques. And Jacques, you have been fantastic. I think you're awesome. We've been a great team together. But Nick and Steven were my just ride or dies from the very beginning.
Sure, no problem.
And I will also say, I know that you guys might be tempted to try to vote me out. Steven, I'm really counting on you here to go
what happens in a draw, Adam? What happens when we draw?
Then there's rocks. Or
between the remaining two people.
Yeah, we've been doing this the entire way through. But
Nick,
if I get voted out, Steven,
if
Adam
votes me out and you join him, he's gonna.
Hold on, Adam? What did you just say?
I just said that if I get voted out, I will be dragging Stephen Fish back with me.
I'm locked into voting for Jacques as well. And as
I'm not locked in to vote for Jacques. That's just me.
So Nick, ultimately the decision is yours.
If you come with us, Nick. If you come with us, it's like let's do it.
So that's sort of
Nick, don't go to rocks.
Nick, Adam's lying to you. He's gonna drag. If I go out, then I need to drag somebody, right? Then I take Nick out, and then it's just a US finish. That's lame. We want a one American and one international player at the end. That's what I'm going for. It doesn't matter.
Jacques, you'd be able to make that happen if you get voted out.
That's your choice, Jacques.
Well, Adam, you can also make it happen if we vote you out. Have you considered that?
Yeah, but I'm not going to. I'll make it an all Australian, not all international final two if I get voted out.
I'm 100% voting with Adam as a result of that. And so I cannot vote against Adam and will 100% be voting with.
You and I, Nick, all I'm asking you, what would Shannon do? Shannon would say, you and I roll together. That's what she would tell you right now.
These are the people that I wanted to be at the end with. I didn't think it would actually happen. And we
did it. Who planned for this? Who planned for this? Yeah.
So the final 6-7 has been amazing. So basically, Jacques, you said though that if you get voted out, you're going to drag me.
But I don't think he will, because he's not gonna want it to be both of us.
So
he's saying that. He's saying that, but I don't think he will, Nick.
Steven, your plan of rolling to the end with Adam and giving Adam the win, priceless, dude.
I'm not. Hope is not to give Adam the win.
What's the other option?
Yeah. So
I will drag Steven if I get voted out. So
if there's a tie, the two people that are in the tie will be safe, and the other two who didn't break it will go on the wheel.
Okay,
so time's up, so I need everybody to mute.
If I'm on the jury, I'm going to make sure that Adam.
Okay, I need everyone to please send me your votes now. Okay, I have the results. Adam voted for Jacques. Jacques voted for Adam. Nick voted for Steven. Steven voted for Jacques. Jacques, you have been eliminated. You now have the power to drag the final juror with you.
Moderator, can I talk? Can we talk?
Here, go ahead and mute. Jacques, go ahead and decide who you want to drag and say why. Then if you care to listen to them, you can hear them out and maybe you'll change your mind. But whenever you have your final decision, say the name of the person, final decision. Okay.
I'm 99% sure who I want to drag, but Steven, make your pitch.
Nick screwed you. Nick just screwed you by voting for me. He split the vote.
Yeah, that's a true fact, Nate. But at the same breath, I want to say, what a better way to end this international Survivor mini than having one from the US and one from international, and then we'll let the jury decide. So I listened to your deep dive with Rob, Adam, and you said if you don't manage your threat level, you're not playing good game. Adam, you've been running the show the whole game. And Steven has said that he's willing to be a 0 vote finalist, and I got to cover my Southern Hemisphere bro Nick next to me. So, Steven, you're right. That smile is legit. Adam, I'm sorry I'm taking it down with me. I'm leaving it up to Steven and Nick. And Nick, dude, I wish you all the best, man. That's my wish, Audrey.
Thank you so much, Jacques.
Okay, wait, Adam, you're muted.
He has not said final answer. He has not said final answer. So do I get a chance? Do I get a chance?
It's up to you.
Sorry, I have to go.
Jacques, I think if you wait, hold on. Jacques, please, give me a chance. Give me a chance. Jacques, if you think that I played the best game, I think that you should let me get to the end because I think that's how it should. I think you should respect the game that I played.
Sorry. I've got poor internet connection. Steven, are you saying I should keep on the Adam plan? Okay. We keep on the Adam plan.
No,
I'm down,
Jacques,
Steven. No problem.
Jacques,
keep on the Adam
My
plan.
internet is breaking up. I'm still.
I think
Okay, Jacques,
if you feel like I played the best game, you should take down one of the other guys and respect the game that I played.
I'm dragging down Adam Klein with me.
Okay, so Jacques and Adam don't go anywhere. I'm just going to push you backstage, okay? So don't go anywhere. Yep, there you go. Congratulations, Nick and Steven. You're the final two. Stay muted, and I'm going to go get the rest of the jury. Okay, all the jury is here. They're all backstage. I'm going to bring in the jurors in the order that they were eliminated. They have the floor to make a statement or ask a question. It's up to them whether or not they want to hear from you. So you're not allowed to unmute unless they want to hear from you. Some of them may not want to hear from you. They may just want to talk at you. At the very end, you will have time to make a final plea of why you are the deserving winner. Okay? Go ahead, Steven. What's your question?
Can all the jurors hear all the questions and
Yes,
answers
they're all
from the jury?
backstage. Yep, they're all backstage. Okay, so I will bring in Michelle first.
Hi. Hey guys, love to see you here. Yo, Steven, why did you do me like that, bro? I'm very confused. I heard that you were the tide that changed the vote onto me, which is very confusing. I thought we were together. Nick, samesies. I know you both voted for me, which is trash because I had both of your backs. In fact, I passed the safety to Nick and told him to protect Steven. I don't really have any questions for you. You're more than welcome to talk to me, but
I mean, I thought we had a really good relationship coming into this, Michelle. I don't think that we necessarily, the thing that I want to say, like more than anything, was I feel like the game of Sequester actually just came down to the pregame of Sequester, and I felt like we were in a strong group, but we were sort of on in tangents of that group. And when you did not pass, you didn't pass when you didn't pass the safety to me or like anyone related to me, and I felt like I really had to scramble that round to get safety. Ultimately for me, the game came down to A, the pregame, and B, trying to keep people who were like closest to me when there were like marginal decisions. I always wanted to keep you there. I tried as hard as I could. There was this like huge preponderance of people who were going against you, and at that point, I just had to sort of like.
I felt very actively that you threw me under the bus, which don't love that for us.
I tried to defend you as much as I could, and I felt like your name came up a lot in the early part of the game, and I was consistently saying, no, let's not vote out Michelle. She's a big threat. We have to keep her here. Okay. And ultimately you were a huge threat, and like I felt like I took a lot of heat, keeping heat off both you and Adam early, and at some point I had to be like, at some point I'm just going to screw myself over here.
Your name never actually came up in the first few rounds ever, and like, so I don't know what you're talking about, Steven, because it never.
That's just a lie.
Up.
That's just not true.
I know for a fact that I was never on the target before the moment that I was actually the target. And it went heavy on me very quickly. And that is when I'm like, wow, like my people really betrayed me. And I like really was ride or die for you.
Can I speak from on my behalf? So in terms of the vote, you and I were bouncing around in a lot of rooms together, and like even without knowing each other beforehand, like we've met once, I felt like, we had something good going, but I always felt like you've articulated to not just now, that we were never actually a solid thing. So the moment that it came up that it had to be someone's name to be thrown out, I'm going to take responsibility. I threw your name out there and I got that ball rolling. And I know that's probably, if that works against me, that's fine. But I see you, Michelle, as the biggest threat in the entire game. You've just come off this most fantastic run on Winners at War. You're just so likable and charming in real life and in the game, and I wanted to work with you. So, no, I'm not flattering you. I'm just saying that the hard facts.
He's flattering you. This is such a transparent jury answer. Oh, you're the biggest threat. You're the best of all.
Everyone was saying you were the biggest threat.
Garbage. So don't pander to her.
Okay, I'm gonna cut them off.
All right, guys. Like, listen, I know I was such a dickhead. I was just being a dickhead jury member. I've never been on the jury before. This is the first time for me, literally ever. And I feel goddamn blessed that I love the two people in the jury. I am so grateful to get to vote for either of you. Love you both. No hard feelings, right?
What's up? Oh, it's super weird. You guys can't talk to me. I'm a little nervous about my jury question because on my season, we just kind of had that open dialogue. So I don't know. I guess, obviously, congratulations. You guys ran the game. Wasn't even close. I knew I was done for very, very soon. But I guess my only question for you guys is what do you think your biggest move was?
So I think by far and away, I made one of the biggest moves in the entire game. Like, I came into this game with a solid partner in Harry, and he and I are really good friends in real life. Like, really, we message every single day.
Yeah.
We just came off of being on a television show that was aired this year, and we were in an alliance that had a name on it, the Little Rascals. I went into a room and I could hear two people mentioning Harry and Nick's name.
Yeah.
And I said straight away, just as we were I was going to get the chopping block, and I said to Stephen, I said to everyone, I will vote for Harry at the next round if you cut Lauren.
Oh, I remember. I was there.
Absolutely. And we came in with such a target. We came on with probably in terms of pairs, Missy and Aaron were a huge pair, which is why I needed them gone, and myself and Harry. And the fact that we both made it to top 7 and then I cut him. And Harry knows how much I love him, but I needed to make a big move to differentiate myself and let the US people know that if you haven't seen Australian Survivor, we know how to play Survivor too.
Okay, Stephen, what you got for me, Mr. Ride or Die?
I'm so thrilled that was Nick's answer, because the fact that he sold out his best ally in the game at a crucial point, well, you might think, why did he have to do that? And that was because pressure was applied by me for him to do that. So as you know, I was the reason that you were not voted out initially in that round, right? Because I voted against my partner, Jacques, because I was not willing to sacrifice you. I got Nick to agree that to vote out Harry next. So I mean, I can't believe that Nick is like saying, oh, I voted out my best ally as like an example of how good his game is. Like being forced to vote out your best ally is an example of like being weak at a crucial moment. And the reason he was weak was because of me. So I did what I could to save you in that moment. And then ultimately I used the leverage of our bond to force Nick into a much worse position.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was in a pretty bad spot with the whole Adam thing. So is what it is. I had so much fun. I think those are both really good answers. It's funny that they came in the same round. But y'all were awesome. This was so much fun. Again, so fun to meet y'all. And that's really all I have. So have a good night.
This is fun.
All right. So obviously I have that connection to Nick. But Fishback, I want you to know, like, I haven't made my decision. I really respect you both. I think both of you were probably in charge of this game the most out of anyone. Like, you were dictating the votes a lot. I want you guys to talk about sort of like your mid game and setting up your end game.
You know, we had sort of at a pregame kind of international nerds thing, and I wanted that to be there at the end, largely because that was, you know, somewhat dominated with a preponderance of my people, right? The US nerds, which included Shireen, that included Lauren, and, you know, obviously that included Adam. And certainly, like, keeping Adam in the game was, I thought, like, probably one of my biggest priorities, because he was such a huge target. And like, I think Adam played a stellar game and was an amazing ally. And like, truly, I think he played the best game. But like, for me, like, just keeping him there as the shield was the best. And honestly, like, the other part of my mid game, Harry, was getting rid of you, because I actually felt like you were the other like major threat here. And I felt like you and Adam and like you and Nick were so tight. And I felt like if I could get rid of you, because you and I don't have the same bond that I felt like Nick and I did. And I felt like you kind of were running the show. I heard a lot of like crucial votes that you were orchestrating. And so I kept on bringing up your name till like finally it got traction. But I really like, honestly, like voting for you for me was the biggest part of my mid game, because that kind of like, I think split up some of the international cohort and let some of the US cohort really like take control.
All right, Nick, I'm very interested to hear your point of view, because at the moment it sounds like you guys are actually like quite similar in a lot of moves.
Obviously, Harry, I'm so sorry, but like it had to be done, and like I pushed back.
I don't stress about that.
I pushed back on Stephen's point. I had actually shown this to several people before Stephen even mentioned it. So, Stephen, nice try, buddy. Nice try. But you did not push for traction on that one. So, Harry, and I was trying to get you out, because what I needed to do was I needed you to get to the midpoint of the game. And then after that, I needed to fly solo. But I really was pushing this whole idea of this, this Nerds Alliance. And it was myself, Shirin, you, Lisa, Adam, Stephen. Stephen and I had many very similar moves. But the people that went home that I think were huge for my game was Andrea and Michelle and you. And I pushed for Andrea. I put her name out there first. I got Michelle's name out there first. Their names were not up. You did push for Michelle. Their names were not up until I said that. And I will take full responsibility, whether that ruins the game for me or not. I got those people voted out in that round, and people were happy to jump on board because I dictated a lot of the action. 11 out of 15 votes where I could vote, the person I voted for went home. And the 2 times when I didn't vote for the person who went home, I actually voted for Stephen twice in the game. I voted for him at the final 4 because I knew that Jacques wouldn't drag me. Sorry, Jacques. And I voted for Stephen at the round where you had to vote for someone, where the drag round, because I knew that Stephen wouldn't go home, and I voted for him, and I was willing to roll the dice on Stephen's life so that I would be there the next round. And I didn't vote for Annalise because I didn't want her to drag me, because I knew that she would if she heard my name because of, history. So I believe that I made so many key moves, and if it wasn't for me working with a very solid group of people, there is just no way that the end game would look the way it did. And I put full responsibility on myself for a lot of people going out, but I also acknowledge that Stephen, yourself, Shirin, and everyone were all key in making that happen.
I definitely felt the Nick thing on the Michelle vote. Fishback, do you have any sort of like retort?
I certainly wasn't pushing for Michelle. In fact, Michelle being in the game, she was one of my best allies, and so like I was trying to protect her. So like
and that's the other thing. I knew that, and I wanted Stephen closer to me, so I needed to get rid of the people that Stephen was closer to that had no connection to me. I know that Stephen knew Shirin, but Shirin also knows me. Stephen and Michelle were tight. Michelle wasn't tight with me, so she had to go.
Reclaiming my time here.
I want to hear from Fishback.
Look, I mean, to me, Michelle was like a crucial part of the game, and she was a crucial player. But I was willing to. I hate to say it, Michelle, but like I felt like she was not as close to me as some others were. So, given how strong you were pushing for her, it felt like.
Did you vote for Michelle?
Yeah, because I thought it was. I pushed against that current as long as I could. I kept Michelle in the game as long as I could. I thought she was a fantastic shield. I thought she was a great player. I wanted to be her ally. At some point, I realized that Michelle would win at the end, because like who doesn't love Michelle? And so
sorry. Now it's okay to flatter. Oh, sorry. It's okay.
Well, she's not here. She's not here.
I don't need pandering, guys.
Stephen, I was the current, and you couldn't.
Well, it's interesting that like your big move is voting for me, but I'm right here. I'm still here. So you voted for me. You failed.
Right. I think I've heard enough from both of you. I think I truly respect both of your games. I think you were 2 of the top people that played. I'm gonna listen to the rest of the stuff before I vote.
I plead to the jury tonight to think a little bit about the island we've been on. I mean, this island pretty much full of only 2 things: snakes and rats. And you guys are neither. I've had a great birthday. I really had a heap of fun. I already know who I'm going to vote for. I don't have a question. If you've got anything you want to say, if there's anything you haven't said so far that you're busting to say, go for it. But no, I'm good.
Happy birthday. It was so fun.
I don't know where you went, Lisa, but happy birthday. I wanted to go all the way to the end with you because I've always loved your style. I've loved that you represent I love that you represent RHAP. You wore an RHAP shirt when you won. I have been your biggest fan from the moment that you won. And I'm going to pander, Stephen. I'm going to pander because I absolutely love you, Lisa. And my heart is with you. And I wish that we were sitting here somewhere in that Final Four situation together.
Nick is just an off-brand Stephen. You don't need to vote for the imitation. You need to vote for the original.
Yeah, off-brand because I'm going to get votes and you got 0.
That would be very on-brand for me, to be honest.
Oh, this is so fun. This is the
great.
most fun I've had in so long.
Yeah.
Just gonna check my notes real quick here because I think I might be the only person of color on the jury. And I'm gonna just validate that. So hold on one second. I think you as white man can give me the second to do that. Yeah. Sorry, it's just I'm really proud of both of you. And I had a lot of fun playing this game. And I love Survivor. And I was always a super fan. And I had a rough experience. But I love the game and I'm a gamer and I love all that stuff. And so I think for me, what we did here was I was always just looking to have fun. Like you guys, I was a super fan coming into the show. I accomplished a lot of my goals, but also didn't have a lot of fun. This is the kind of stuff that for me, I rarely do Survivor events and I don't hang out with Survivor people because I think most people know I'm not embarrassed about this. I hate most Survivors. I'm not I think most of them are trash. I love you both. I don't think either of you are trash at all. And I think what's actually important to me is just that it's true that my closest friends from Survivor are white people and you guys are white men and I'm not either of those things. I am a woman of color and we're raising money for both cancer and Black Lives Matter. And so I'm just trying to think of a question that sort of hits that note for me. I've felt love from you both as a woman of color. But I just want to hear from you about that. You're both a couple of fucking straight white men. Let's just do that. You're both a couple of fucking straight white men, and I love you both a lot from the bottom of my heart. But at the end of the day, I've never had what you have. And I'm gonna donate a bunch of money after this to Black Lives Matter. And I think that Adam made a big fucking mistake, honestly, socially, by putting a target on me as the only super fan nerd who was not a fucking white guy, straight white guy. I think that he made a big fucking mistake and I think it makes him look bad and I'm okay with saying that. I'm okay with saying that openly. Adam, you done fucked up. I was the only fucking woman of color in that group. You shouldn't have targeted me. I wasn't the one. Steven, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, we
fucking mea culpa Adam here because he fucked up. Sorry.
I think it's an incredible point. It's something we've certainly talked about a lot. I don't want to I don't want to make a jury speech related to something that's so obviously huge and monumental and cultural, and I don't want this to be about pandering for a vote, but I do think you've raised this really big issue that applies to this game, and I think it's worth acknowledging that issue. You look at the cast and there were 4 or 5 people of color total, and I think you're right. You say you didn't have the thing that we had. I totally agree with you. I think look at the Final Four, right? It's all goofy white guys, really and I think, I think there's an inherent kinship. We've talked a lot about the International Nerds Alliance. You are the only woman of color there. You're the only person of color there. And I think it is really important to acknowledge how much those preconceived, biases and like connection and like just like the level of comfort that maybe people have with each other that they don't have with people who aren't as like them, like ends up playing out in a game like this. And it's certainly something we see in Survivor all the time. It's insane to think about how like disparate it is in terms of the first person voted off the tribe is so wildly disproportionately a person of color. It's a terrible situation. I mean, it's awesome that you're here and that like you're bringing it up. Culturally, this needs to be like more of an issue now and more awareness needs to be brought. I feel like casual racism has been allowed on reality television for a long time as kind of like a cross-cultural dialogue in a way that's just not acceptable. We've seen it with other reality shows, like The Challenge has been pulling people for saying things that are invidious. And, I feel like I want to see more of that across the board in reality shows where there's just a zero tolerance policy for anything that's bigoted or, hateful. Thanks for bringing that up, because I think especially with everything going on in the world right now, it's like so crucial we like do acknowledge that and take a moment for that.
Hey, Shireen, thanks. I think what's really important, love you, Shireen. I think what's important about this is that like more people feel. I think what's important is that like more people are brave enough to actually bring this up in this format, like on these TV shows or reality shows adjacent, and people aren't brave enough to bring it up. So thank you, because that's huge to turn something that is supposed to be just about having fun to being about like bigger issues. I don't pretend to know what it is like to be someone or a person of color. But a very strange thing happened to me in my first season. You talk about not having fun because, being different or whatever. People on my first season actually said, well, we've only got 3 people of color in the whole cast and you're one of them. And I feel like, but I'm not a person of like, just because I'm Italian, it blew my mind that so many people don't even recognize the right issue and they can't even like verbalize it even when it's right in front of them. And they kind of get so much wrong. So I just want to say that more times like this need to occur in moments like this, even when it's like a fun game in a moment of levity. So I just want to, I think Stephen said it brilliantly. I think you've said it brilliantly. And just to cap it all off, just like more chances like this. And thank you, Audrey, for bringing it up and for letting us have this platform for that. It's a very important time to be talking about it and playing this game, because people said to me, oh, it'll be great to watch you on Sequester. It'll be a moment, a chance to not think about what's going on in the world. It's like, well, why isn't it a chance to think about what's going on in the world? That was my question to them. So thanks for bringing it up again.
Wait, I feel like we should not have the last word as like 2 white guys opining about race.
Totally.
Like maybe like if you could like, or only if you want to, obviously.
I feel like Audrey is like obviously super equipped to come in here and say something for herself about like this game. I don't know. I'm not the best representative here. I hate everyone. Everyone knows that I hate everyone. This is why like I don't do a lot of stuff. But also part of that is also because like I just I love everyone, and I'm like a huge advocate for people of color and for marginalized people. I don't know where I'm going with this. Look, I thought this was a really fun game. I'm a woman of color who likes to drink and likes to have fun, and like this is a game format that allowed me to like do the things that I enjoy while also being a woman of color without that being the like focal point. I really just wanted to draw attention to the plight of people of color, specifically women of color on Survivor. As you framed it both yourselves, it fucking sucks being a woman of color on Survivor, no matter what international season you're on, US or otherwise, because we're always a minority and it sucks. And the fact that I got to become friends with you guys otherwise and like connect with you on other levels and all the other people on this cast, these are the things that these games bring us together for. And I love you all. I will continue to use Adam's CBS All Access account. I'm rambling now and I know that, and I will stop. But never forget your brown friends. I love you guys. This is fun. I had fun. That's all I had fun.
Oh, you got me into this. I wouldn't be playing if it weren't for you. And it's been really fun.
Whoa, well, Zach, there's me. What's up, guys? Listen, a lot has been said tonight. I don't want to waste people's time. It's late in America and it's early in South Africa. I enjoyed it. It was a massive privilege. I had fun. I had a blast. It was really fun when, Stephen, you and I, Nick spoke earlier. We said, just get like an edge alliance, let's just try and cruise to the end. And, it all came together. So, guys, for me, I want to keep it short. I want to keep it sweet. For my final vote, Stephen, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to say this. I'm going to go with what would Shannon do? And that's going to be my mantra for my final vote. You made your intro video. Your video was take me to the end. My video was I'm going to get to have fun. And, it was a great blast, guys. So that's it from my side. That's all I have to say. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you can speak.
Thank you so much. I don't want to talk about the vote. Can I just talk about if you look at this screen here, we have the avatar of the nerdy Survivor geek, quotation marks for each of the country iterations here. I know, like you said, I was inspired to play Survivor because of people like Stephen and Rob. And I know that some people, I'm very grateful, put me in that category for Australian Survivor. And I know people put you in that category for Australian Survivor. So can I just take 10 seconds to say, all the nerds out there, whether you're a guy, a girl, a person of color, whatever, the fact that we all love this game so much and we've all got to experience across the world is so cool. It's so cool. And if you could have showed me this screen, a couple of years ago, I would have been like, wow, what am I getting to do with Stephen? And now I get to be here and berate Stephen. It's so fun. Guys, if you think playing Survivor is fun, wait until you get to berate Stephen Fishback on Survivor.
Let's not make that a benchmark for something.
So thank you, Jacques.
That's it for me. That's it. So lots of love, and I had a blast.
It's so fun, Jacques, but whatever. But I just want to say that a large part of why I did this was I thought it'd be really fun to play with international people in case I ever get to travel again, some houses to crash at. So Jacques, please just, wherever you vote, I hope to someday crash at your house. It looks like there's a lot of great board games.
First, congratulations. Before I get into you guys, I just want to address Shireen and just say that I think you're an incredible person. I think you're an incredible friend. You can continue to use my CBS All Access as long as you want. It's ad-free, so that's nice. I had a lot of fun with this, but if what comes out of this is losing a friendship, then I have a lot of regrets. I do want to, I guess, provide some of my thinking at the time, which was not what I said. I lied about my rationale. I don't think anyone really fully had my back in this game. I played an LOS at the final 6, and I'm pretty sure I saved myself. So it definitely wasn't only one person that was voting for me. And my idea at the final 5 to set up what I thought would be the ideal final 4 for me, I knew what I was going to do at the final 4. And I thought that Jacques was the kind of person that is like a and I've no anger or disrespect towards what he did. Like, he can take me out. I don't care. But my thinking was that he would be the perfect target at Final 4 because I think he would respect the game that I played and take one of you guys out. And the only way that I could set that up was to vote out Shireen. If I, tried to vote her out at the Final 4, that she was way more likely to drag me out than Jacques was. It was 100% strategic thinking. It had nothing to do with loyalty. It had nothing to do with anything that I said. Everything that I said was strictly strategy to try to set up the perfect Final 4 for me where I thought that I would be able to win. Obviously, that was a mistake strategically, and clearly it was a mistake socially and culturally as well. And so if I could take it back 1,000 times, I would. And I don't know how much apologies mean, but Shireen, I love you very much. I am very sorry, and I hope that you'll find it in your heart to forgive me. To you guys, I still don't really know who I'm going to vote for. I think you both played fantastic games. I do think it was a little unfair for you to both independently take full credit for Harry going home and Andrea going home and not mention my role in that with you guys. Nick, you can say you went after Harry, but Harry was a dead man walking. But I also don't think it's fair for Stephen to say that he did it completely on his own either. I still don't know who I think played the best game. I know that you guys played independent games of me. I don't obviously know all the details. So maybe if you could just enlighten me on something that you did or that happened that maybe I didn't see that can give me some better clarity into the games that you played.
I mean, honestly, Adam, like, first of all, I think you played the best game. And like, you know, I really do believe you played an amazing game. You know, I think that, I think it was a mistake for Jacques not to, like, I think that the correct move for him, I think was to actually like drag me, because I do think you actually played the best game of anyone here. And I think I played a really good game, and certainly better than Nick, you know, obviously. A lot of my work, I really did feel like, was batting down threats against Adam. And you certainly, you know, you saved me a couple of times at crucial points in the game for me. But I do think I also saved you at a couple times at crucial points in the game for you. When Missy went home, like, Missy was an ally of mine, and like that was a really hard vote for me. But I sort of swayed that vote so that it, because it was going to be you. There were a few times earlier in the game too when it was like, is it Michelle or is it Adam? And I was like, well, what about neither of them? You know, a lot of the work that I did was like keeping my crew intact, and especially Adam Klein, because like he was the biggest target out there. And like, you know, not to say that I didn't also try to like save, you know, Lauren and Shireen, but you know, they never had as much heat as you did. I mean, really, and I'll probably, when we do get like a moment at the end to talk about our game, I'm going to talk more about the pregame. From my perspective, this all played out, some of the result of the pregame, basically. But yeah,
and you guys were my two closest allies from the pregame, from my perspective.
And I never, I never overcommit, right? I never, like, you asked me to be a ride or die. I said I couldn't commit to that. Right. I think we worked incredibly well together. But yeah, that was, I felt like I was really straight up throughout the whole thing.
I too think that you were the best player of the day, for sure. Steve, I think Stephen and I played really good games, but I think that you were amazing, and like the LOS that you played and all that. But you know, I was your ride or die, and yeah, 3. Well, there you go. 3 LOS. You beat me every time. Like, you're trying to find it. You were my ride or die, and I like one of them. I had several, so like you were one of them. And
was I really though? You're right.
You really were. You really were.
Is that really true?
So it was
you wanted to sit in the final 2 with me.
100%. Like I would have sat with you or Steven or Jacques.
Not that I care, but because of what you just said, it is important to know, who did you vote out at the final 6?
Is that when you went home?
No, that's when I played an LOS and saved myself.
I voted for Lisa.
And who did you vote for, Stephen?
I also voted for Lisa.
Then how did I save myself? Okay. All right. Well,
Adam, the reason why I wanted you there is because I knew that you wouldn't drag me at the final 4. Like that was the plan that we had in place. I haven't ever had a chance to go and sit at the end and plead my case. You have, Stephen has. So this is a unique experience for me. I was willing to sit next to anyone because I've never been tested, and I'm willing to put my game up against anyone. And I think that coming from the international group, I had the biggest target on my back. And the fact that I'm here, I'm not afraid to sit next. I wasn't afraid to sit next to Stephen or you. Like I could have easily sat next to Jacques as well. I was happy to sit next to anyone, and that's why I voted for Lisa.
So to get back to my original question, what is something that I maybe didn't see of your game? Because I'm still undecided on my vote.
The last thing I'll say is this: like, I came out of my first season of Survivor, everyone's saying you go too fast, you play too fast, you play too fast. And then I went to All Stars and I played slower. It worked to some degree, but it also didn't. I came into this going like, this is for fun. Like, this is not for money. I am going to play fast from the first moment. And in that first round, I was the one who was throwing out people's names. I threw out Annalise's name. I threw out Aaron's name. I threw out Missy's name. I threw out Alex's name. Like, I was not afraid to throw out names and play that big Survivor game that would be rewarded at the end. I never coasted, just like you didn't coast, Adam. I got to make the decision at the final 4. I got to make the decision at the final 6 as well, and the final 5. So I believe that I played the best game, and Stephen played an excellent game too. But I believe that you and Adam, you and I, we know each other. We have bonded over many different layers that come from Survivor, from not only like the fandom, but also like our stories with our mums. Like, there are so many things about our journey in Survivor that would be so cool if you could wrap it all up by voting for me, because I think
ultimate pander. Talk about pander. My God, we got the pander bear. Yeah.
Of course you pander at the jury, Stephen. This is what you should have done in Token Cheens. You pander. And I'm telling Adam that it's true. Like, it would be a really cool way to wrap up our journey as not only friends, not only Survivor players, but as actual Alliance members as well. So I'm not going to say anymore. Thanks, Adam. I thought you played an excellent game.
Thank you. I think you both played fantastic games as well. This is a really, really difficult vote for me. I love you both very much outside of the game. I hope that I just tried to have fun. I tried to win. I hope that I'm going to be good with you guys at the end. If I come out of this with less friendships than I went into it with, I will regret playing. Maybe my biases are part of what makes Survivor so unfair to women of color and to people of color in general. And I will look back at this and I will watch it again and I will try to learn from any mistakes that I might have made socially, culturally, or otherwise. I don't care strategically. I tried my best strategically. But ultimately what matters to me is that I stand for what is right and what is good. And today that is about Black Lives Matter. That is about my very good friend Sunday, who I love very much. And I'm so glad that I got to be a part of something that is ultimately going to benefit her as well. I think you guys played great games. And I'm very proud of both of you. That's it.
Okay. You each have 60 seconds to make your final plea of why you should win the game. Nick, you will go first.
Thank you, everyone. I have played 65 days of Survivor before, and I've never made it past the top 10. Like, I've never done that. And this is my chance to show that, like, I am a good Survivor player, and I think I was excellent. In large in part to all the people that I worked with who made up a vast majority of the jury were both my pre-game alliances, my game alliances, people that I stuck with. And I think that I'm a perfect representation of the fact that this is international versus US. We've got two amazing players here. I really hope that I can get your vote and that we can kind of like celebrate the diversity of this international cohort. I think I played an excellent game, a fun game, a loyal game to the people I was loyal to, but I wasn't afraid to slit throats, and I slit a few of them. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be involved. I'm so grateful for all of your votes. If I get 0, I also had a great time. But please don't give me 0.
It's not that bad. You get over it. I just want to say too, I think this was like such an incredible game. I'm so grateful to everyone who participated and to who made the game and all the moderators. I want to say too, like the pregame, I really do believe this game came down to the pregame. I sort of like watched it play out like in slow-mo, how like the alliances that I feel like I built and I was at the center of, with Shireen, with a few of you other people, were crucial to the way this played. And I look at the people who are sitting on the jury now. That's my crew. Like that is the crew I came in. Other than Andrea and who I wanted to be here, and Albert who got dragged. That's the crew I came in with, and I really that is the crew who I committed to. I feel like I put myself at the center of a lot of different alliances. And then throughout the game, my goal was to just protect the people who were like the closest to me throughout that. It is international versus US. I mean, just remember that, Americans. That's whoever you end up voting for. Like it's been such a thrill. This has been such a fun game. And it's just wonderful.
All right, jurors, the time has come. Who are you going to vote to be the winner of this Sequester mini? Please send me your vote for a winner now. Okay, I have the results. First, I just want to say this because there are still a lot of people tuned in. There's over 4,000 people with us. So that is a lot of people. And I have the links on my live feed to both of the causes that we are supporting tonight. So please take a moment as soon as this is over to go to those links and contribute whatever you can because they're both incredibly important. Now your results. Oh, also happy birthday, Lisa. Sorry, I didn't say that at the beginning. Okay, I know this is a lot of suspense. Okay. The vote was 4-3. You can unmute.
Got votes! I got votes!
Yeah!
Congratulations. Nick, you are the winner.
Yes! Oh, that's the fucking best! Oh, thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. I would never have got here if it was without you. You were
Likewise.
so good.
Like,
Yes! Thank you so much.
Listen, I'm just delighted that the trend of like my best pal winning continues.
Yes!
And I'm delighted to beat Rob Sesternino. So that's all. It's a gravy for me.
Thank you so much, people who voted for me. Thank you, people who didn't. Thank you for people watching. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you. Just the best. The best thing ever.
All right. Thank you, everybody who participated. Thank you, everyone who stayed tuning in. And then again, please go to those links immediately and contribute however you can. That is a wrap for the Sequester Mini. Congratulations, Stephen, on getting your votes. Congratulations, Nick, on winning. And good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.